Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco Mago with BNBVESTOR.com. Well, let's ready to be part of the biggest economy boom, the sharing economy. What we want to be talking about today is the 5 big questions about Airbnb or short-term rentals. Why is Airbnb short-term rentals a viable business? What are the best areas to buy or rent a property to start your Airbnb vacation rental business? What is the best type of property to maximize income? What are the best reasons to rent to recover the investment in record time? Whom is making giant profits month after month? Now, the way that we're gonna actually record this webinar is through our system. It's called BNBVESTOR.com, and we're gonna find out all these questions, and we're gonna answer all these questions at once. I'm gonna start in a moment. And this is basically our system. Okay, the first question is Airbnb a viable business? And the way that we answer that is showing you this curve. There were in September of last year in the United States 584,000 Airbnbs. As of today is 972,000 Airbnb. See the difference? September 584, 972, almost 400,000 Airbnb in a year. Now in the United States, as you can see, this is the configuration of the properties that are available. The studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms. But the most important part, and the one that tells us that this is a business, is this part, the host. There are 528,000 hosts in the US. 118,000 of them cover 58% of all properties. Almost 5 per every multi-listing host. Of course, there are hosts that have thousands of listings. There are hosts that have only 2. But the one that have single are 410,000. Okay? So once we see that, we're gonna go to the state of California. In the state of California, you see also an increase from September of last year, 105 to 165, 60,000 Airbnb in just 1 year. Okay, and the multi-host is 21,846, and similar to the graphic of the whole country, 58% of them are actually hosted by multi-host. Now let's gonna go to San Diego. And in San Diego, now when we are at the level of county, in San Diego County, the system only filtered by entire place. So there are 13,350 right now. And a year back, there were 8,708. So see the difference, 8,000 to 13,350. And then September is not yet finished. So it's gonna be probably higher than that when we finish. And the composition here is 54%. It's similar than the one that you see in the whole country. You see there are 1,475 multi-listings. Now, as you can see on the right, it's a map. This map, the way it works is it will tell you the configuration of the counties that are within that, and the zip codes that are within that county. And it will tell you also where are the zip codes that are with the highest, in this case, listings, or where are the zip codes that have the highest listings. The one that have the highest are in dark green, then light green, then yellow, then red. So you can see the ones that have more listings are the ones that are on the coast, as you can see here. Okay. Then it comes the light green, then it comes the yellow, then it comes the red. Okay, knowing that, we're going first to learn some basic concepts about Airbnb. And for that, I'm going to go back to the United States map. By the way, the system will allow you to, actually, if you go to places, in the places area will allow you to see how many listings are per state. This case, California, as we saw, what has 165, almost 166,000 listings. Then Florida, then New York, then Texas, and so on. You can see this same thing by county. System will show the highest counties. Los Angeles, New York, Kings, Miami-Dade, San Diego. Then you can see the city, which are the cities with the highest listings. And then you can see the zip code. You can do that in any level, meaning if you're in a state and you want to see what is the highest zip codes in any given state, you can do that. In this case, the highest state, the highest listing in a zip code is 34747, which is Florida. That is Walt Disney World. That's exactly that area. And the second one is actually the neighbor zip code of that one. Then the two followings are Hawaii, Colorado, then Florida again. But again, the basic concepts that we're gonna touch are, the first basic concept is occupancy. And occupancy is key in the short-term rental business. And what I'm showing you here is the occupancy throughout the year in the United States. As you can see, August is a big bump because it's vacation. Then September is really low historically. And now that you can see here is the average daily rate, which is another concept that we're going to be learning. And this is the average daily rate of per month. Now, what is the occupancy, guys? The occupancy is out of 30 days, if the property is occupied, for 15 days, that means that they have a 15% occupancy. It is, there are 20 days out of 30, you have a 67% occupancy. That's the way that we calculate occupancy throughout the year. But the way that we can explain it to you is, in this case, this is month by month. Okay, but the whole year, the occupancy of the United States is 58%. That is right over here. Okay. Now, the average daily rate, as you can see, when you click in any of the system that we have here, you see the question mark. In the question mark, you click and you're going to see what occupancy is. And you're going to click here and you're going to see what average daily rate is. The average daily rate is, if you take all the listings in the United States, you will see that the average daily rate is $173, including 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, mobile homes, everything. That's exactly $173. Okay, and so let's check occupancy in the United States. As you can see, the occupancy in the US is 58%. The average daily rate in the United States is 173. We can go also to California, which is the average daily rate is a little bit higher, 196. And the occupancy rate is 4 points higher, which is 62%. And then we're going to go to San Diego County. In San Diego County, we're going to be seeing that the occupancy rate is 69%. It's actually better than the whole state of California. And the ADR is a little bit lower. It's $186. Now, if we go to the area where you can actually see what are the best places for occupancy, in San Diego, by city, the La Mesa is actually where the highest occupancy is, followed by Lemon, Poway, National, Chula Vista, and San Diego. Of course, San Diego have the majority of all listings, but I wouldn't. Oceanside seems like a really good area too. Now, if we click by zip code, then we're gonna be seeing here the best zip codes. 92104, then 92126. And as you can see, the occupancy here is 79%. It's all in green. And now, let's click in 92104, just to see how it looks like in the map. It's North Park. And as you can see here, these are Airbnb listings, and these are regular listings. Regular, like regular rentals, conventional rentals. We call it regular rentals. So you can see that we have both, and this is the way that we show it to you. Actually, if you click in one of those, you're going to have the detail of that specific listing. The same thing if you go and click on one of the green ones. The difference, the green ones will have addresses, but the red ones, because they're Airbnb, they don't actually show address there. Okay, so we went down and we talk about occupancy and average daily rate. So the reason that we need occupancy and average daily rate is because we need that to calculate revenue. I'm going to show you, I'm going back to the US, the whole United States, and we can see the average daily rate is 173 and the occupancy is 58%. The revenue is $3,051. So you can see the revenue is the total monthly income, does not include taxes, service charges, or additional charges. Okay, this is the potential revenue, $3,051. Now, we're going to see revenue in the United States. This is throughout the year. As you can see, the month of August is outstanding, and probably the lowest of all is actually September. As you can see, these are the last 12 months for revenue. Now let's check revenue in California, the whole state. Instead of 3,031, actually, California, the revenue is 20% higher than the rest of the United States. It's 3,695, a little bit over 20% more. And we go to San Diego. It's actually higher than the average in California. It's 3,902. Okay, that's the revenue in California. If we go to places and we see that revenue by zip code, you're gonna see some of the smaller zip codes have huge revenue. That's because of the ADR is really high. These are probably big houses or places where the real estate is very expensive. The another zip code that you can notice that have a lot of them, a lot of listings, is 92109. That zip code specifically, it has 2,709 listings, 68% occupancy, $265 of average daily rate, and the revenue is $5,479 with 88 cents. So I'm gonna check this zip code a little bit further. I'm gonna click on that. And this zip code is by the sea. Is by the Mission Bay Park. As you can see, this is where Airbnb and regular rentals. Okay, in this specific area is 5,479 with 88. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the US, and we're going to explain you probably the most important part in this business. We not only calculate revenue related to Airbnbs, we calculate revenue related to regular rentals. So in the whole United States, the regular rentals are $56 per day. Remember, regular rentals are not usually calculated per day, but we do the calculation so you have something to compare. The average daily rate for a regular rental is $56. The occupancy of a regular rental is 95%. You can ask that why it's not 100%. Well, usually when you put to rent a property in a regular matter, it takes a little time in order to rent. So that rent we calculated, that's called days on market. Those days on market are around 18 days, roughly two weeks and change in order to get a property rent. So that's actually why we have 95% here instead of 100. Knowing that the average daily rate and the occupancy, we are able to calculate also the regular rental revenue, which is $1,616. So the difference, and this is the part that is important for us to know, is what's the difference, or what is what we call the additional revenue. This is 89% is the additional revenue, which is the number between, which is the relationship between the regular rental and the BNB rental. You can see you can make 89% more money in an Airbnb or in a short-term rental than in a regular rental in the whole United States. We can also check that in the state of California. In the state of California, even when the regular rentals are higher, 20% higher than rentals in the revenue regarding to Airbnb is higher, 20% higher, the regular rentals are even higher. So as you can see, it's lower than the whole US. It's about 67%. 89% is the whole United States. So there are areas here that actually the numbers are not so great. Okay, but we're gonna be talking about that too. The system will tell you not only if the area is good for you or the area is not so good for you. Knowing that, we're going to San Diego. And in San Diego, we have 3,902 and 2,160. It's 81%, which is better than California, but not better than the national average. Okay? Which bring us to places. And in places, we're going to sort by regular rental. When you see, sometimes you're going to see things like 539%. When information is too few, you need to be careful because there might not be enough data to run decent comparables. But I'll tell you, it's perfectly possible to have $555 average daily rate in a county. I have seen up to $2,000 average daily rate, depend of the area. Now, in the second one is the zip code 92274. It have only 53. But again, the zip code that we were looking at, that it was close to the ocean, it had 2,709, 68% occupancy, 265 average daily rate. But the differential between regular rentals and Airbnb is 158%. Okay, so remember, in this one, it only means in the additional revenue, we only know what we're looking for is low rents and high Airbnb. The reason there are actually three ways to make money in Airbnb as far as we know. The first one, you own the property and you put it to Airbnb. The second one is you actually rent the property and put it in Airbnb, which what many of our clients or this is what a lot of people is doing nowadays. And the third one is you can actually buy a listing and resell it. I'm not going to get into that one in this session, but probably in the future we will actually have one related to that. Okay, so 158 is a really good number here for additional revenue. My recommendation for you is you have any questions, please you can start asking questions. You can go to the chatting room if you need something specifically. I'm going to go back to the overview. And I really want to show you that this is not a small business. When I say that, is one of the things that we actually analyze is the host. So when I click here, these are the biggest hosts in the United States, and the two first hosts are actually the same one. This host called Stay After have 1,682 listings. They invoice almost $1 million a month. Stay After also have 1,588 listings that, in my perspective, are seasonal because they only invoice $4.3 million. Between the two is like $13.7 million a month. It's not pocket change. Then we have Sears. You have $4 million a month. Then we have this one's called Jan. It's the same one. It's $8 million a month, $4 million, $5 million. This one, Resort Quest, is actually $9 million a month. So it's not a toy business here. You can grow as big as you want to be. Now, if you go, and let's do the same thing, the state of California, and we can see the highest host in the state, against Sears with $3.3 million, Seabreeze with $1.6 million. This one's called Vacation, it's $1.9 million. And then you have Destination Big Bear with $1 million and Blue Ground $1 million. This is monthly revenue, guys. The other thing that we show here, as you can see, is the total rental cost. So the potential additional revenue is $929,000, $840,000, $1,134,000 in this one here. All the information related to that specific host are actually here. The occupancy, the total occupancy of the host is 71%, which is really good for a host that size. And it's $929,000 a month after rental costs. We go to San Diego. We wanna see the big players in the San Diego area, which is Seabreeze. You have 229 listings, invoice $806,000 in San Diego County. And The next one is vacation rentals, and see the ADR of this one is $480 per day. But this seems to me they are because they have 27% occupancy, they are seasonal rentals. That's not the case of beachfront. Beachfront has 61% occupancy. One of the things that you can do with this host tab that we actually analyze the host for you is you can actually search for any given area and say, I have a zip code I have a property in any of these zip codes, and I want to know who will be an excellent host if I don't want to do it myself. You can actually pick and select that host here, because you will know the occupancy rate of that host is as high or not, and you can actually analyze the host more deeply. I'm going to go also to the highest listing per zip code here, which is 92109. And I'm going to analyze the hosting here to see which is the best one. It's turned out to be 70 vacation rentals. Then Surf Style. It has 63 properties, has 73% occupancy rate. Okay, if we see that, these are all the rentals that this actual host has. Okay. Hi, Vinicius. I see your question. I'm going to start answering questions after I finish with this information over here. There are a couple of more things that I want to go through in case to explain, and then I'm going to start Q&A. Okay, let's go back to the US. And one of the things that the system will do for you is actually not only find what is the best area, but find what is the best property in that area. There are two things that you can do here. Is, okay, I want the best property in the best area, but there are also areas where they're not so good, but there are properties that are very good in that specific area. So knowing that, let's go and we can do a search over here and go straight to what we call region. In this portion, we want to do San Diego. In this case, San Diego County. We're not going to go by the city yet. Going to apply, and the system's going to go straight to the San Diego County area. Now, once here, we're going to go to what we call the best rentals. The best rentals in the San Diego area is the 4-bedroom apartment, 328%. That means if you pay $2,000 in rent, you can make up to more than $8,000 in revenue in a 4-bedroom apartment. In a 3-bedroom apartment, it's 153. But this is the whole area. If you want to go to specifics, you can actually go to places. And we can pick the same a SQL that we were using before. But in there, everything looks really nice. It's 158, but there are going to be one kind of apartments that are going to be higher than others, or properties. Houses 4 and plus bedrooms are 138, but apartments are 231%. Even studios, you will do very well here. Okay. This is basically the information that you will need to know in order to make a decision if you are renting or buying an investment to put it in Airbnb, which is going to be the best property in that specific area. To see an example, you see it says here that the apartment, 4-bedroom apartments are the best. We can go in the overview and check, okay, how many 4-bedroom is 286. If we select apartments, 4 bedrooms, and apply, the system will only bring those. As you can see, the average daily rate is $652 per night. And the occupancy rate is 73%. For an additional revenue of $231%. It means that the revenue for those apartments, all those 79 average or median, is almost $14,500 in Airbnb. In short-term rentals. 13 people have 61 of those apartments. So they're host by multi-host. And if you want to see those multi-hosts, here they are. Blue Water Vacation Homes have 14 of those. He invoiced only with those 14 apartments $227,000 a month. After rental cost is $166,000 a month. The other one is Sur Style. See the difference between ADR? This is upscale apartments probably. And see the occupancy rate here, 81%. It's as the highest as you can see. And they invoice only with those 12 apartments, $356,000. And with a potential additional revenue of $303. Okay? Not bad at all. Which brings us to our last concept over here, which is seasonality. In the seasonality part, the system will tell you per day with the same graphic configuration, meaning dark green is the highest, yellow green is below 71, 75%, yellow is below 50, and red is going to be below 25. Fortunately, here in this area, there is nothing below 25. One of the things you can do is actually, instead of seeing the zip code, we can go to the San Diego area. And see here, the system will, it's actually telling you there is going to be only 4-bedroom apartments that is calculating at the moment. And it's 328%. Apparently, everywhere that you do this, 4-bedroom apartment is going to be good. Same for the state of California. Well, it doesn't allow us to do that level of detail when we go statewide, but we can actually go back to the San Diego area. And one of the things that I want also to show you is everything that you see here in the map. It also have the option to see, okay, listings, occupancy, average daily rate revenue, and the most important one, which is the additional revenue. If I click here, you're going to see in a map what are the areas where the additional revenue is the best. Not all the additional revenues are on the coast. See here, you see some red here. That means that the Airbnb, there are probably high, but the rentals, the regular rentals are so high that there is no reason to actually do an Airbnb in this area. Well, it will depend on the type of property. Okay, to run an example here, let's check this zip code over here, which is yellow. You have a lot of Airbnbs, 2,139, but a lot of them might not be performing the way that you would like as a business. In order to see that, let's go to best rentals, and in best rentals, you're going to be seeing, just give me a moment, guys. I need to do a hard refresh here. The best rentals in that area there are few 1-bedroom apartments, not so good. 4-bedroom apartments are really, really good. House studios, that's normally efficiencies, they're really good. And a 4-bedroom house is 155%. So these are the numbers of the specific area, but the general area is only 45%. So this is a type of property that is going to really make you money in that specific area. Big properties and house studios are the ones that are going to make you money, including the studio apartments. Okay, so I'm going to do a little Q&A, but one of the things that the system actually does is, if you want to check a specific property, the system will find that property and tell you if that specific area, how much is going to be making in the short-term rental business. So because how many are we right now? We're 8. So you can actually ask for examples if you want to see, you want to give me a property. The only thing that I'm going to ask you is for that property to have the configuration. Is that an apartment, or is that a condominium, or even a mobile home, and how many beds and baths the property have, so we can make a very good estimate of how that property will produce. Hi, Vinicius. Thank you for being here. One of the things that does this system have from other countries as well? Not from other countries, it have all countries in the world. So you can actually select the countries that you want to analyze, or you want to analyze, and do exactly what we did here. What we don't have in all countries is the comparison between regular rentals and Airbnbs. The comparison between regular rentals and Airbnb are in a handful of countries right now, which is, I'll tell you, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, and Spain. Those are the countries that you can actually compare regular rentals to Airbnb. In the rest of the countries, it's only going to be Airbnb information regarding to that. So I got Gori with a question. Will be there. Will be a way to view recording of this webinar again. Yes, of course, Gori. And to whoever asked me through the Meetup system, I'm actually recording this. And you can actually see it as many times as you want. One of the other things that the system we have in the system, we have a help where everything that I explain is in here, and you can see it as many times as you want. And we have actually trainings that are recording like this one, and some other trainings in other areas that are also recorded. Okay. Any one of you want to give an address so we can actually do a real example? It would be really helpful. I'm actually located in Florida. We're actually doing these webinars all over the country. And San Diego is one of the best areas actually in the United States. I can show you right now. If you go to the United States and you go to places, select by county. You sort, as you can see. San Diego is actually the 5th in the county, in the country, with 18,642 listings. So you guys are top 5. Actually, only in Los Angeles, New York, Kings County, New York too, Miami-Dade, Florida, and are the ones that are on top of you guys. So we have a taker. Ryan, will you be so kind to tell me, either by chat or I need a configuration of the property. Is that a home, a house, or an apartment? See, it's as easy as this. I can actually go there. There are 175 Airbnb, and the revenue is 55% additional revenue. Okay, but one of the things that we can look at is the best rentals. The best rental will tell me that apparently apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, are 81%. House studio, 104%. If you give me the configuration, I will tell you exactly. One of the things that I can actually do here is go closest to, this is 0.5 miles. You can reduce to, okay, 0.1 miles and find the closest one to you. And the closest one to you will give me a negative number, depends on what you have. Again, the system will tell you if that's good or it's not good. 0.2 miles. It's 44%. Best rentals. There are some that is not available, the information, but the house, the 3-bedroom house is 88%. And the apartment, 1-bedroom apartment is 81%. Okay, it's a house, it's 1-bedroom. Okay, the house studio, Ryan's asking what's the difference between house studio and village studio. Well, Villa Studio is considered a condominium, okay? And house studio is normally an efficiency. But we don't create the configuration that actually Airbnb does. And let's go, it's a house studio. So we hope house studio. Let's go 0.5 first. As I remember, this is one of the best for that type of business. I'm sorry, best rental. Yes, house studio is 104%, as you can see here. The regular rental in the area is about $1,100, and you can get 2,241. I don't know if those numbers make sense to you, Ryan. If it does, please give us a feedback. Is that the regular rental in the area? Okay, thank you very much, Ryan. Well, there is some money to make there, but again, if you own the property, it's a nice additional revenue. But as you can see, if we go to the area, the whole area here, in that specific area, you have 175 properties. The serious hosts of the hosts that are making the most money in that area are this. Gail and Beth are actually invoicing $18,000 a month with a cost of rent of $10,795, is $7,000 a month in additional revenue. Then we have Rima with almost 10,000 additional revenue, and Janela with 3,443 additional revenue. If you want to see where the properties are, you can actually check and see where those properties are. Let's go back to Rima, which is the one that is performing the best. Now, when you see properties that are on top of gas station or things like that, remember, this is the approximate location that the actual host put in Airbnb. We have no control of that, but we can actually see the approximate location. Is there any way to determine if a rental will allow you to do an Airbnb? Unfortunately, it have a lot of depends. And I will tell you the case. I've been reading a lot about San Diego. I know that you have a pending case, a case that's about to be resolved, that is going to include the properties that are towards the ocean. But there are three different things that you need to take into consideration, which is state, county, and city. And the last one also is the condominium. So you need to take into consideration the four of them. Usually you're gonna be looking at a cost to applying for your license. That license, usually you go to the city and the state, but again, that might vary, depends on where you are. The other thing is that you need to be looking at is condominiums. There are condominiums that do not allow Airbnb in the bylaws, so there is nothing you can do. In my perspective, it's very easy. Don't do it if that is not allowed. You don't want to compromise your money in areas, even if you are the homeowner. Refrain to doing business what is not allowed. You're probably looking for trouble. in my perspective, best places to do Airbnb is where that is allowed, and normally the numbers are there. Okay, if you don't, you can find a property that is not between the numbers, simply don't do it. When you go here in the best rentals, you go to any given area, you probably are going to find one type of property that's going to do well, stay in that one, and trying to make it better. Like for instance, this 2-bedroom apartment is 81%. See, 3-bedroom apartments are not doing so good. The reason can be 100 different reasons. Probably there is not enough 3-bedroom apartments in the area. But I can tell you, if you already have the knowledge here, the idea is to find something that will fit the profile that you see here in order to make money. If anyone else have an address that we can actually see, it will be nice. Well, I have done this in probably 15 different cities, and you guys are the only ones that only ask for one address. When I did it in Chicago, I spent like 45 minutes looking for addresses. But that's fine. So if any of you have any other questions, again, the system per se, I'm gonna log out for a moment out of the system. The system will allow you to see everything up to a point. When you go to the detail of the county, the system is gonna actually ask you to sign in. As you can see here. And these are basically the prices that we have. Is $99 a month or $79 a month. Just if you want one state only, 79. You want the whole United States is 99. Again, the system can actually go to any country in the world, but we sell it by country. So the same prices apply in any different country. There is this guy that bought the US and Greece because he's Greek and wants to buy apartments there. We can do that actually for you. We haven't had the case yet of someone that wants the whole world, but we have it available. So I'm going to log in back and Vinicius wants to look at Clermont. I understand that's a city. Okay, so let's go, Vinicius. You go by region. That a secret you can give me, because maybe, no, I think I'm actually spelling it the same way that you actually gave it here. Yes. Let me go to the United States for a moment. I lost you guys for a moment. The internet has a hiccup, so that was probably the reason. I'm gonna check Claremont for a moment. Nope. I don't know if that a city. If you can give me a zip code, Vinicius, I'll be happy to help you. But okay, 92117. 92117. Oh, it says Claremont. Yes. Okay. 86% revenue. Looks good. The best rentals are 3-bedroom apartments. When you see numbers like this, there is probably not enough information to create an educated calculation here. Okay. This means that probably there is only one or two and the prices are skewed. That happens sometimes. But as you can see, the houses, 99%, 86%, 69%, 135%. In this area, houses are better than apartments. This is probably a fluke, but there is not enough information. Yes, 2 and 3 bedroom houses, they look good. If we have a specific of the area, we can actually close it by miles, meaning either 0.2, 0.3 miles radius, so we can see the closest houses that are in that area. But again, that's up to you guys. Any other area that you want to check, guys? I'm going to go back to the San Diego County. And let's see seasonality for the whole county. You can see August is pretty good. No complaints about August here. Occupancy, 97%. This configuration is the last year. This seasonality is the average of 2 years. So last year was even better. This past year was even better. You do have a few mobile homes in the area, not so great. It depends of where you are, is going to be good or not. Well, guys, if I don't have any more questions, it was really nice to have you here. The idea is we are an integrated system. One of the things that that we're doing is education. We're gonna come with formal education for you guys, and we're gonna keep doing this webinar not only to show you data, but to show you things like insurance, to show you how to furnish a property, how to actually improve your occupancy rate. Those are the things that we're going to be seeing. And one of the things that is actually new in the system is we actually create a website for you. It takes like 15 seconds in order to create that website. This is the website that I created from some of the hosts that are in the area. And just to give you an idea, this is the way it looks like. In this case, these hosts have properties not only in San Diego, but have it all over United States, as you can see. And if you want to see the details of every single one of them, simply go and you can actually book directly from here. Not only you can book, the system will allow you to actually create your own PayPal account or authorize.net or to check out for people that is overseas, that would allow you guys to charge by credit card. So the system is a multifunctionality system. The other things that we were actually working on, and it's going to be released soon, is actually finding deals for you. We call it Deal Finder. This is in beta at the moment. It's not fully functional, but it will find you, for instance, the zip code that the 92117. 92117, and we go by single family. Are 61 rentals, and these are the rentals that are around. In this case, this rental is giving me 106% revenue. If I click here, I can see the comparables of the regular rentals that are around and the comparables for Airbnb that are around. So we're working on that too. It's going to be probably released the end of this month and is actually included in what you see, the BNBVESTOR system. Ty, hi Ty, how are you? You're asking a question. What do you mean by damage? Oh, damage coverage. Yes, that's something that we want to be talking about. One of the things that is common that we find between people that have Airbnbs is you guys are underprotected in your business. And when I say underprotected, you are only using the policy related to Airbnbs, which I don't want to complain about it because it's free. So that's exactly what you're getting, a free thing. Now, one of the problems related to those policies is not under your name or is not under the landlord's name, or the owner of the property's name. So if anything happens to the property, when there is not a tenant there, Airbnb won't be responsible. So in the off time, you actually are not going to have anyone responsible, and your insurance is not going to be responsible for the property. And that's something that, when I said your insurance, I mean Airbnb is not going to be responsible for the property. So it's very important for you guys to have a commercial, what we call a commercial insurance. And in that commercial insurance, the best that you can do is that will cost you between 10 to 15% additional of what you're already paying. If you want information on which one you can use, just send us an inquiry in the meetup, and we will send you the phone number for the one that we're using, which is nationwide, and it's actually great. These people, I know them for the last 12 years, and they insure real estate investors, which is our only, what we do originally. We work with real estate investors. And this is actually one of our systems. Our full system is called REIFax.com. This is actually an additional system that we created for that, but we work mostly with real estate investors. So we're very familiar with what investor wants in order to make money and be safe. But if I have no more questions, so I will close the webinar. It was very nice to have you here today. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Oh, I have another property. I'm sorry. Gori, I'm going to do your property. I hope you're still there. I don't know exactly what type of configuration that property is, but I'm going to do it. We can go to the best rentals and you can see the configuration of the property there. 4115 3rd Avenue. 4115 3rd Avenue. Third Avenue. Wow, there are Bradenton, there are actually 4 in Florida and 1 in the Bronx. I don't know which one is it, my friend. Now, if that's in California, probably there is something missing about the address. You can give me an additional information. I will actually try to find it. Okay. Try 3rd instead of 3rd. Let me try that one. No, we find something in India. No. I don't think that we're looking for India. Just for you to see, this is how a different country look like. Go to Canada. Canada is actually pretty good for Airbnb. Or Mexico. You have Mexico really close. You can have Airbnb from both sides. Baja California, 6,420. And it's the first time that you use the system related to an area. It's going to take a little while to do the calculations. Once it's done, it's right there. As you can see, Tijuana is a decent area for Airbnb. The numbers are a little bit skewed here. Need to check on that. Okay. So you can see this is the whole country of Mexico, but you can actually, you want to go back to the US, just click home and we'll bring you to the US. Okay, guys, this is all for today. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope that you have a really good evening.